Designer Notes, Subject 19. What subject would you like us to discuss next? Subscribe and comment to let us know. Tudor has been working with a secret line of watches, and yesterday, we finally got a glimpse of what's next for Tudor. And what we found may surprise you. Here's everything we know so far about the Tudor Royal 2020. Coming off the heels of the release of the Tudor Black Bay Navy Blue, Tudor now dropped a surprise limited release with the Tudor Royal 2020. The current release is aimed for the Asian market for now, with some Asian retailers already receiving stock, and it's poised for a silent launch more than a worldwide release. Basel World, the premier watch convention, has been cancelled this year, and now watch companies are left, or in some cases like Rolex and Tudor, elected to release their new models through their own avenues. Tudor is designating it the Reference 28600, with 100-meter water resistance, built with 316L steel and sapphire crystal with all models. Reports are circulating that the Tudor Royal will sport a staggering 52 variations. 4 different sizes and 9 different dials will be available. With a massive range of variations, it's surprising that this is an Asian release only, with the same vein of the Tudor prints. The motif is aimed at the sports luxury market with the emphasis on both men and women. Tudor is even calling it sports chic. Really? The fluted vessels reminds us of the Rolex Thunderbird and some older Air King models. From the press photos and video, the knurling on these bezels doesn't seem to be very defined or sharp compared to the Datejust by Rolex. This can be a disappointment to many. The dial sports either the applied Roman indices or diamond hour markers. The dial comes in sunburst, gold, and mother of pearl variations. Along the outer rim of the dial is also the railroad track print of the minute scales. These reflect more of the dressy design direction rather than any sporty functionality. Hands are all the same baton hands with center applied lume. The sportiness is definitely felt in the 316L steel used for the cases. Aside from that, the pieces are more dressy, with some of the models being accented by 18-karat gold. The finishing is fairly simple and uncomplicated, with mostly circular and brush finishing all over the case. The cases will come in 4 variations: 28, 34, 38, and 41 millimeters, with all of them dressed with sapphire crystal. All our attention, however, goes to the integrated bracelet that these Tudor Royals will be released with. Many are citing royal oak similarities with its flat links that's connected together with 2 thin central links. The Tudor Royal, though, more closely resembles the Rolex Oyster Quartz. Regardless of its similarities, the light play between the polished center links and the brushed metal bracelet is just mesmerizing. These watches will sport the modified ETA 2671 movement, the caliber 2834. These movements come in a date-only complication for the 28, 34, and 38mm sizes. For the 41mm version, it will be using the day-date configuration. These ETA movements have only 38 hours of power reserve, which is about half of Tudor's in-house caliber offerings. Right now, they are only available on China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Philippines, starting at $2,400 for the sporty 41mm version and around $4,000 for the duotone 38 version. These prices are definitely competitive offerings for Tudor. They use the ETA movements to cut costs, and as well as minimal finishing on the cases. The whole Royal line for Tudor is not a totally new line. Tudor had a Royal line back in the 60s aimed at the classy attire consumer. This year, they are aiming at our contemporary tastes. We were surprised that Tudor went with this design direction for the bracelet, despite the certainty of being pigeonholed again for aping other brands' design choices. Does it excite your palate, or is this another line that solidifies Tudor as a homage brand to its older sister Rolex? But maybe the more pressing question is, will the West even taste it at all?